Hello everyone, this is Doug again. Today's topic is going to be on where to bug out. I keep getting, well, every now and then I get an email from somebody, it says on my last bug out video like a year ago. Um, I thought your video was about where to bug out instead of how. We all get pretty good ideas how to bug out. Where to bug out. I live directly in the middle of Wisconsin. Look at whether it's YouTube or on a map, Walleye Weekend. It's right on Lake Winnebago. Um, where to bug out? I have several places. If I had where I live, the population is 42,300. I would bug out as a last resort. I'd never ever leave unless I had. If I have to leave, I got several different places. It also helps that I know the city and all that I live in. I know the country where I live in. I know all the woods and everything from backpacking. But the reason I wouldn't leave where I am is because I'd have to leave supplies, gear, food, ammunition, whatever. I'd have to leave behind. And we're coming up on winter. Summer might be a little easier, but where I live is, first of all, I live right on Lake Winnebago. It's the biggest lake inside of Wisconsin. You always want food and water. Plenty of fish in Lake Winnebago. Like I said, look up Walleye Weekend. There's a contest every year, big one, world event. Make sure you got rivers. Minnesota, Wisconsin, they have tons and tons of rivers. Make sure that the rivers have fish in it. Make sure that you have some kind of water filtration systems that you can drink water. All right, but where you bug out is you need a place, you need shelter. You know, we need a place to go where it can block the wind, rain, snow, sleet, everything. And tents could do it for a couple days, 2, 3 days, 5 days, or whatever. But not when you got kids. I got kids. My youngest of my twins are going to be 12 in February. I just can't just bug out when it's minus 25 degrees out, and so there's a lot to think about. But where to bug out, and even with the several places I have, I know by looking at my city map, the county, and all that. Even the city map, I know there's plenty of businesses that are being foreclosed on, vacant, empty. If we see an SHTF and all that happen, some of these buildings are going to be it'd be awesome. It really would. Some of them are extremely big. But then, if even when you bug out and trying to find a place, another building and stuff, what if people live there? What if it's their house? Are you going to try to force them out? And that wouldn't be a right thing to do either. I mean, have a plan, knowing where to go. For myself, I had no problem going out into a woods and all that stuff. Um, but the thing is, not my kids. If I had to bug out, I would have to leave so much food behind, and I can only take so much in my SUV and my wife's expedition. Also, we can only take so much food with us. But I'd stay home no matter what, and that's the big thing. I have a team, a group of people that we do a lot of talking. We do a lot of hiking and training and stuff like that. Just going over what ifs, at SHTF and all that happens. But knowing that where you have a food source, water supply, I wouldn't if I lived out in Phoenix, Arizona, I wouldn't or Las Vegas, I wouldn't go out to the desert or try to go live on a mountain where there's no food, no resources. Knowing these things, look at these city maps. They have county. I got like county map or a big map of Wisconsin that tells you, like in Fond du Lac County, where all the fish are, what kind of fish and stuff like that are in each stream and stuff like that. These are helpful things to know. Bugging out, how are you going to bug out? Whether you're going to drive your vehicles or you're going to do it on foot. On foot, wintertime, you're lucky to get 3 miles a day. Lucky. Even vehicles. But how far can you get? Like my Ford Explorer and stuff like that, I get probably 230 miles to a tank. Um, I'd have to have tons more fuel. And even if I do have the fuel in my truck to hit a highway to get to a bug out location 50, 100 miles away, let's say I went northwest, the roads might be jam packed. What if there's roadblocks there? Or there's marauders? There's a lot of to do like that. But the traffic jams would be so intense. And sometimes just even going, 3, 4 miles out of town, by a river. Where I live, there's plenty of rivers and stuff like that, and we do have some homeless people that live down there. But be able to, set up camp. Also, there's a lot determines, if you're going to buy out what kind of weather. If it's 70, 80 degrees out, if you have to, you might be able to get by with a couple of really good backpacks with plenty of water, plenty of food with high carbohydrates, or whatever it is. But a lot of it is how much supplies do you have now? How long can you last? We're upcoming a winter where there's plenty of people unemployed or whatever. If something would happen hypothetically, these are the things I think about. Where I'm at, my house it provides shelter, even if the electric goes off or the heat goes off, it still blocks the wind. Um, but then there's generators and that kind of stuff that would help. But even that is not. It ain't gonna last forever. But it provides safety and security. That's the other place thing you want to think about: safety and security. Be able to protect your property. There's some people that you see on these doomsday prepper shows. I don't know if hell anybody can protect 10 acres, 50 acres of property, or two or three and stuff like that, and they're by themselves. But not I'm not cutting into it. I find the show interesting, but sometimes the people are a little, you know. But not only that, how many people are going to leave with you in your group? That's the idea. If you get 15 people, all of a sudden you guys all decide to bug out. How much resources will you have to leave behind? And you'll be going through a lot of resources. And then you got to think about what's going to happen when you have to have a plan when you get to point B. Knowing where to go is important. You just can't go off in the middle of nowhere with no plan. And that's why we have to have plans. Have a map of your city, knowing where. If I lived in New York City, my gosh, that would be very difficult to get out of, especially if you don't have a vehicle and you can only carry so much, and you have family. Where I live, I'm right in the middle of the town and stuff like that, but it's not densely populated like Oakland, L.A., or New York City. That's the other thing you have to think about. Who's your neighbors? Can you set up some kind of a neighborhood watch, or what kind of perimeters? You're going to take care of each other, or you're going to barter or trade services for maybe for silver, or for some food. There's a lot to think about, but it's all about having a plan. Always get some other people's ideas and opinions, you know, um, and that's kind of the big thing. You don't make the decisions by yourself. Have a group, have a team, because they provide structure, or they'll give you some critical thinking ideas. But where to bug out? The if I had, it would be the closest place would be to a river or a lake, on the lake. But then again, you might see it like if you look on the map for Walleye Weekend in Lake Winnebago in Wisconsin and stuff, you might see a lot of people living in them parks fishing. I see it all the time on the bridges and stuff all over town. People finish the humongs and stuff. They're out there, fishing and all that every day. And they might just move, right to the parks and stuff like that, just because it's a lot easier, so they can keep their spot for the following day. There's a lot of planning that goes into this, but the thing is, plan and have a backup plan to that plan. Have a backup to backup. But don't stop thinking about it. I realize the stresses and the pressures. Everybody's getting really, really nervous now because of the unemployment, the food stamps, debt ceiling, government shutdown. I can understand people getting nervous. But live your lives. You know, keep stockpiling a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. You know, but if we come time, anybody wants to talk, just send me an email and their phone number or whatever, and I can call you back as soon as I can. Then usually I get back the same day. God bless. Take care.